United Nations Security Council passed and adopted a resolution on June 10th, endorsing a ceasefire between Israel and Palestinian militant group Hamas in the Gaza Strip.
Today, we voted for peace.
The US-backed proposal announced by President Biden provides for a three-phase process for a ceasefire. The first phase calls for an initial 6-week ceasefire and the exchange of some Israeli captives held in Gaza for Palestinian prisoners held in Israeli jails. Additionally, the phase would see Palestinian civilians returning to Gaza, including northern Gaza, and humanitarian aid being brought into the city daily in 600 trucks. Followed by this will be the second phase, which will include a permanent ceasefire and the release of remaining captives. The third and final phase will focus on reconstruction efforts in the Gaza Strip. The resolution called on Israel and Hamas to fully implement its term without delay and without conditions. It received overwhelming support with 14 members voting in favor, while Russia abstained. Russia's UN ambassador Vasily Nebensia said the proposal was vague and did not contain enough detail.
We did
not wish to block the resolution simply because it, as much as we understand, is supported by the Arab world.
The strong support for the resolution in the Security Council puts added pressure on both parties to come on board and approve the proposal. The US announced Israel's acceptance of the resolution, and the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken was in Israel on June 10 to convince an apprehensive Netanyahu, who reasserted Israel's commitment to the destruction of Hamas and dismantling of its military and governing capabilities. Senior Israel-UN diplomat Roy Chapel Ben Naftali told the body that Israel's goal in Gaza had always been clear.
Israel is committed to these goals: to free all the hostages, to destroy Hamas's military and governing capabilities, and to ensure that Gaza does not pose a threat to Israel in the future. It is Hamas that is preventing this war from ending. Hamas and Hamas alone.
Hamas, on the other hand, welcomed the adoption of the resolution in a statement and asserted its readiness to cooperate with mediators in implementing principles of the plan that it considers to be consistent with the demands of the Palestinian people and their resistance. According to the Gaza Health Ministry, Israel's military offensive has killed more than 36,000 Palestinians and wounded more than 83,000 others so far. The UN Security Council had demanded an immediate ceasefire through a 14-0 vote earlier in March, along with an unconditional release of all hostages held by Hamas. But the war did not stop. The US had abstained from voting on this resolution.